Hello, everybody. It's episode 2 time of the Forsaken Reapers Tavern. I, of course, am your host, Death God Cheeto, joined today with our co-hosts, Isolated Rainbow and the Rabbit Yoshi. Our guest star... Oops.
Spoopy.
Our guest star today is Spoopy Witchgum. Also, the quiet yet lovable wife of Isolated Rainbow.
Just for everyone that's not tracking, the mic's too far away. But he said Spoopy Witchgum and she went.
Great start.
You can't even defend yourself.
Right.
You're a rock goblin.
I'm a rock goblin.
What?
Don't pay attention to my pile of rocks behind us.
Well,
My seashell of rock. Oh no. That's not even all my rocks.
I lost one.
That's just my not precious ones.
Why am I questioning this?
I don't know, man.
Oh boy. I swear, Rainbow is just the damn comedy of the Reapers. I swear.
I mean, between me and him, would you like a rock?
I was just about to say,
No.
would you like a rock?
No. I see where both of y'all minds are in this case.
Would you like a rock?
I'll pass.
Well, see, what's funny? Stop explaining that over. You know what's funny is that we've decided that we hoard different things. Like, I could literally show you. Like, I had her go into one of my chest pockets on my uniform one day to get something. And she opens it up and pulls out about 10 dammits. If you don't know what dammits are, they're little pieces that go on the back of, like, whenever you pin stuff onto your shirt and stuff, they're the little, like, flat pieces that push on the back to cover the spike. I had about, like, 12 of those in my, like, chest pocket of my uniform one day. She's like, why? And I was like, I don't know. Brought home a pack of the D batteries. I brought home a full pack of them one day that I found somewhere. I brought home a TV that was like beside a dumpster once.
I gotta change the lights in the background real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. They're overpowering.
Yeah. That's fine. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a cup for my drink.
Oh, we're in this moment, boys and girls, where Rainbow makes another drink that may or may not make us vomit.
You know, I will do it. I will start making random drinks to drink on stream, like actual good ones that I can drink through stream. But we'll make me a segment, and it's what's Corgi cooking today? 'Cause it's never gonna be actual drinks. It's gonna be like pickle juice and mustard, and like that's gonna be.
Someone's in the kitchen with Corgi.
No, but realistically, like I will start making random drinks, like with more alcohol than this, but
Oh my god, what am I looking
a
at?
shot of vodka,
Don't worry, I'm just drinking beer today. I mean,
a shot of vodka, Cheeto.
I'm just drinking beer today. It's fine. I'm not pouring drinks tonight.
Honestly, though, guys, if you are curious, I'm not drinking anything strange today. It's Captain Morgan Apple with Bark Root Beer. It ends up coming out tasting like bubblegum. And for reference, if you drink responsibly. First of all.
Yes, please drink responsibly, everybody.
Second of all, this tastes like bubblegum. This will throw you off. Root beer, especially like Barks or really any sort of root beer, mixed with any sort of like rum, bourbon, Captain Morgan, Sailor Jerry's, anything like that, Kraken. Root beer, because of how heavy the taste is, will kill any alcohol taste no matter what sort of alcohol you put it in. So it's a really great mixer.
Oh god, why are you looking like that?
And with apples, it does taste like bubblegum.
Okay. So what's on everybody's calendars for anime right now?
Actually,
that.
yeah, go ahead.
Sadly, nothing. Cause anime. I got nothing against anime at all. I just don't watch it that much, and I only watch it every once in a blue moon.
Well, now taking applications for Head Reaper, Hunter.
Excuse me. No.
See, what's funny about this is normally I would be the one to blow up on this topic, right?
Yes.
I haven't been able to watch anime too much lately because of what's been going on with work and the process of moving and everything.
Same.
You have, though.
What was I watching? I get in this really bad habit of being like, "Ooh, this looks good," and watching like 1 to 6 episodes, and then
Being like, I don't remember watching this, but I remember it was good.
doing that about 10 times. So
Oh,
I've
Mirai Nikki.
watched-
I got her to start watching Future Diary or Mirai Nikki, depending on which version you watch. It's the same thing, but
one of them.
she started watching that and she really liked it.
So
I
I just watched a new-ish anime movie. It was supposed to have come out back in 2019, but due to everything that's happened in Japan and COVID last year, it got released late on Blu-ray.
Is that why everything's been like delayed lately?
A lot of it got delayed due to vid.
Huh?
But Weathering with You, same director that did Your Name. This is a good movie. I suggest it. If you haven't watched Your Name, watch that, then this one, because two of the characters do make a cameo in this one.
Okay, so I've seen Your Name, but I heard about Weathering with You.
Weathering with You is really good.
Okay. So another good one is Inuyasha. I don't know if you've heard about it before, but
Kagome!
it's a new-ish anime. Emphasis on the ish.
New-ish. 1995. Got it. We talking pre or post Dorito face?
That's a fair point, though. Like, seriously, when was the last episode of Inuyasha aired? Think about this for a second. When was the last episode of when was the first episode of a lot of the anime we watched growing up? When did that air?
Late 80s. When it
'Cause,
first
like-
aired, late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, because even Bleach, Bleach started in '99.
Yeah, Bleach was 99 to early 2000s, which
But
is
then you
coming.
talk
It's
about-
coming back out finally. Nerd.
So,
The final
no,
arc. The final arc.
so-
We finally get to see his fucking actual Zanpakuto after watching 66 episodes,
Are we including the filler arc, or are we not including the filler arc on that one?
including the filler arc. 366 episodes of
yeah.
him using the wrong fucking Zanpakuto. Spoiler alert for everybody who doesn't know. I'm not going to tell you how or why. Read the manga. But we finally get to see like the truth in the end. Because there's so much you find out just in that last little stretch. It's bullshit. Meaning I'm ready for another 100 episodes. But like seriously, think about it. Like Fully Cooley, Inuyasha, like all that stuff came out early 90s.
And everything's having a sequel come out recently too.
Yeah.
Like Inuyasha just had their new storyline. I can't remember the name of that right now.
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head. You're looking it up.
How?
I'm trying to.
Okay.
See if I
Funny story.
Yasha
You wanna know-
Hime, Princess Half Demon. That's what that was.
Oh, Princess After Me now.
I don't know why. I knew it was Yashahime, but I couldn't remember the last bit of it.
That's right, because there was a lot of speculation on like who got shipped with who and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
On a side note, how did your parents find out you watched anime?
I was watching Dragon Ball Z in the living room
Okay.
growing up.
I don't want to say I'm proud to admit this, but my mom, when I was younger, I grew up in a household where I lived with my cousin and her boyfriend.
Walked in on me watching hentai?
He was a huge like anime fan, so like I played a lot of Naruto and Dragon Ball Z games growing up, like original Budokai Tenkaichi, like all sorts of stuff like that, right? First Ninja Storm, like everything, like. So I started watching anime. Really young. And I hit about the age of 11, I want to say. And maybe a little bit before that, actually. No, it's probably about 11. And I did get into hentai, but I watched a lot of anime, like actual anime. So, to convince my mom, because she knew what hentai was, like, objectively, so she assumed that all anime was hentai. Like, she was one of those parents at first. So, like, she just thought that, like, all anime was, like, hentai because, you know, the classic cliche, your mom walks in and it's the one scene in the entire 366 episodes where he shoots a bullet between some chick's tits. High School of the Dead reference for anyone who doesn't know. And so he found out that I was watching hentai and was like this close to banning me from watching anime. And I was like, no, listen, I can prove to you that not all anime is hentai.
Turns on Sailor Moon. Transformation scene. Whoops, not this one.
I've never seen it.
So obviously I have a younger sister who's a couple 2 or 3 years younger than me. And I was like, I have an anime and we can all three watch it together. And this will prove to you that not all anime is hentai. They can have really good stories and everything. So we had Netflix at the time, sat down, and we all watched Full Metal Alchemist.
That was my first anime too. I'm not even gonna lie.
And when I tell you, my mom was pissed.
Oh, why?
I don't know, about 4 episodes in. With my mom and my little sister, I watched a man experiment on his daughter.
I mean, all guys like are their daughters and their dogs. I mean, what's wrong? What's wrong with this?
I don't want to talk about it.
What's wrong with this?
Should I
pull up?
So I
should I pull up an image?
I still bring up memes from her all the time. Like one time, which we already mentioned this in the first podcast, but back when we were still talking about Claire,
I've got a dog. I've got a daughter.
No, we were talking about how like the plans they were making, how stuff can change in an instant, like with Claire and everything. So one of the things we were talking about is when we have an actual house with Claire, what kind of pets would we have? And I made the joke one day. I was like, we could get her a dog. And she goes, what kind of dog would we get? And I go, a golden retriever. And I go, they would be the best of friends.
God damn it.
You could say they'd be inseparable.
Though, Full Metal Alchemist had some good memes.
It really did.
I'm sending you one right now. Did you get a message from Abs?
No.
Okay. Abs is unable to attend the podcast episode today, guys. I do apologize on his behalf. He will probably join us next time.
Read it, babe.
No. I'm good. Nicotine, perfect. Okay.
Look, hey. Look at this one. Nice fusion you have there. It just needs a dog.
Thankfully, I haven't turned my camera on.
Daddy, look, I used face swap. Don't I look great as a dog?
Did you click the one I sent you?
I'm going through the recommended ones now. My plans for the year, and it's the little girl, and it says 2020, and it's the dad.
All right. Before we piss off any more podcast viewers,
Full suit of armor, bro. It must have cost you an arm and a leg.
And to anyone watching this in the future, I am innocent. I have said nothing yet.
you're a Reaper. You're never innocent.
Yeah, we'll see.
Troll.
Wait, party mode?
Wait, Where's my sound alerts?
Man, I wish I had sound
You
alerts
left
on.
them. You left them in your. You know.
I mean, all I really got is just this.
I've got something. Hold on. Ah!
You know you left me as a ghost.
Hold on.
See, the funny part is, the podcast is going to hear that, but you guys couldn't hear that.
Wait, what?
The sound I just did. You're looking for your nut button.
What, you said aiming for your nut button?
Yes, an angrier nut button.
I can't pull that out on stream. I'm just
What?
pulling random shit out of my drawers, and I'm just like, "Oh, what's this?" And then I recognize the bag, and I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna put that back in the drawer."
Those are the toys.
They sometimes wander outside of the toy tub and end up in random places.
We do have a toy tub.
We do it.
I wish that was a joke. Drink responsibly.
Dice.
Speaking of which, we can do it in person, and I have something I want to do with you guys. All right, so this is actually perfect. This is perfect. We're gonna transition from anime into board games. All right, okay. Listen, there's a game I recently learned. All right, it's a D&D session. It's called like you still need a DM kind of. I will have to look into the rules a little bit more, but you can also look into it yourself. So basically, it's called, I think it's 10 candles. All right, so you, do you have any tea candles over there? You got me one. Where are they?
This is like a horror thing.
Yes.
I know a D&D Twitch channel that used to do it.
So no, it's a D&D game where in the end all of the players die.
Yeah, I know.
So for the podcast, basically you have tea candles. If you don't know what those are, they're the tiny little white candles. All right. And the way the game works is the game is made. You can look up more about it, but the game is made by the players. So as you go around, the story is told by the players, and you have to play in a pitch dark room with nothing but the candles for light. And you play with like a pen or marker and some note cards. And basically, the creature, or basically one day all of the light in the world went out, and the only thing left is them. They invaded, and they is specified by a player in the game. Basically, every time a candle goes out, the DM gets an extra dice that makes them stronger. Whoever they are. And so it basically comes into this whole game of you're basically fighting the clock, but in the end, you're all going to die.
Hyper RPG on Twitch did a whole thing on that, and it was actually pretty amusing to watch.
There you go. So if you want to look more into it, Hyper RPG on Twitch, and it changes every game. Every game, depending on who you're playing with, how you describe the story, etc. Like I might, me, Shido, and Spoopy here might do one once we get down there if we have time.
It's a big if we have time.
Yeah.
Well, then I haven't heard anything from my work yet. If and when I'm moving, so
Yeah.
I might be here a minute, which is not on my list of shit I wanted to do this rest of this year.
Yeah, which honestly,
It'll
even
be fine.
if you are, yeah, it's not a huge deal. It's just things get pushed back a little bit.
But I'm in talks of 3 different positions at the Spartanburg plant right now, so. Which is why I've been kind of not streaming lately, guys. I've been dealing with stuff outside of streaming life, and I'm probably just going to be a weekend streamer for the next foreseeable few weeks.
For me, I will be live again either tonight or tomorrow. I know for sure I'll be live Tuesday because I've never been high before in my life, and I'm in a legal state of a legal age, and I want to smoke before I end up moving, and my last day of work is Tuesday. So Tuesday the 10th, I will be getting high for the first time ever, and I'm going to attempt to stream. If I make
Keyword
it back to
attempt.
my computer.
What time is this happening, and when? And it better be as I'm off, because
It's gonna be-
I'll totally play Apex with your high ass.
It's like well, I'll have more time, but my internet goes out Tuesday is the biggest thing.
Tuesday night.
Yeah, as far as I'm tracking, my internet goes out Tuesday. I can probably see about getting extended a day or two, but as of right now, it's Tuesday. I am thinking about getting it extended like 1 or 2 days just to kind of give me a little bit of leeway.
All good, all good.
Because we are probably going to leave. For everyone wondering, we're leaving. We're moving. That's why everything in the background is slowly getting taken down.
Looks completely different from episode 1.
Like, see, that's already packed. Like,
That's about how packing's going. Yeah.
If that's how to pack, I mean, my living room looks about the same.
it's basically that is basically how packing is going, though. Is pick it off and we'll figure out where to put it later.
I am packing all non-essentials, waiting for them to give me the word that I've been accepted to transfer.
That's another reason we wanted the internet cut early, because I need to take all of this down and push it somewhere else. So, like, y'all can't see, but I've got tower, monitor, ring light, camera, mic, headset stand, switch cable, switch box, switch case, controllers,
Switchblade.
Just in front of the fireplace and sitting over there and fill stuff in the like so late. Sorry, it was a random thought, and if I didn't tell you right now,
She told me once we get rid of the bed frame, we should put the mattress in front of the fake fireplace and sleep there.
I'm telling you that.
The fake fireplace that hasn't been used the entire time we've lived here.
I could put the light on and just have the little like.
Try that again. Try that again.
It's fake fire.
It's fake fire, guys.
Almost burn myself.
God damn it.
Well,
okay, so let's talk about gaming a little bit.
Right now you're still in camera. You're just like
Perfect.
So I know it's been talked about in the news. A lot of people have jumped ship, streamer wise, aren't touching Activision Blizzard games. Most of us Reapers here will not touch a Activision game until further changing has done.
right. Quick on that note, just so y'all know, we are not siding with one or the other. Oh, to a point. I side no matter what brand I'm playing. I always side with the devs. Because the devs 90% of the time are doing what they can. And it's literally the devs in this situation that are the ones stating that there's an issue. And if y'all aren't tracking, last Tuesday, the devs did a full walkout. Like the devs, all of the devs of Blizzard basically said, fuck this, I'm done, and walked out from work.
Now,
So it's not that we're just like falling into the accusations or anything like that and just believing the news. Like, no, this is something that's been actively worked against and that I'm citing. So I haven't touched Overwatch yet.
I haven't touched World of Warcraft for those who were tracking on stream for like before I went on hiatus for 2 weeks, I was streaming World of Warcraft almost every night.
Yep.
And then right as soon as I was going on hiatus, everything kind of went to shit with Blizzard, or it went more mainstream with Blizzard and Activision, and I have not touched World of Warcraft since. I've actually been playing Final Fantasy 14 again, which I've just walked one of my characters to 50, and now I still have 20 more levels to go before the expansion hits on November.
And I might get into that in the future because I've heard it's really good. I've heard it's pretty. You walk us through some of that? Like, what are your thoughts on Final Fantasy Online?
Have a friend.
Have a friend?
Have a friend. The storyline's really long, but you can out level 2.0 pretty quick, and get through the storyline. But you have to go through the storyline. It forces you through storyline. But I mean, I've enjoyed it this time around. I played it for a couple years back in the past, off and on. And now that I've met somebody who really enjoys the game, she got me into it. I'm actually enjoying it for once.
Yeah, and like I said, like I wouldn't mind getting into it, but with how quickly my internet's gonna be shut off, like in 2 days, it's crazy to believe. Like by the end of this week, we will be driving cross country.
And I'll be here with arms wide open.
Yeah, because we might with arms wide open
under the sunlight.
No, but like realistically, like it's tough for us. Like we're in a spot where we're trying to sell like all of the stuff in our house. Like you can't tell, but we've still got like a bunch of baby stuff we stocked up that we might just have to take and give to Goodwill, donate. Like, and we might not have enough money to make it all the way there. Like we're like in this spot of perpetual we don't know.
Yoshi's transforming again.
Yeah.
I dropped my headphones.
I need to send you that shit and a pair of new headphones so you can just stop, transforming every time we do a podcast.
I've got a wireless set. I got a wireless pair of headphones. They were like $100. Go get those.
And also to go back to that topic about the games before 2000. That's when the Yoshi was still in an egg.
He wasn't born yet, guys. If you guys get the reference, he wasn't born yet.
Yeah, I was still in an egg, and that's as far as I'm going to go with that.
He was still a glint in his pappy's eye.
Yeah, I don't even want to get into talking about my actual dad. That's a different story.
That's for a different podcast. That's for a feelings podcast. We're not a feelings podcast this episode.
I was about to say that we're not a feelings podcast. You want to pull up episode 1, skip to about 30:47 or something?
No, it was feelings like after the first hour. It was all feelings, and abstracted coming in with a sandwich.
I'm even lucky.
He came in the stream. Always saw this little icon pop up, and always see his abs sitting sideways. Fucking.
Thankfully, I have my brothers and my mother.
And we finally finished like what we were saying. We were like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm eating a sandwich." Fuck that. And it's funny because like we're sitting there like in the middle of him coming in, we were talking about poverty and like how hard it was growing up, not being able to afford food and stuff. And he was just like, "I've got a sandwich. It's got about 18 ingredients on it."
Okay, so because we're a bag of cats just sitting there rolling around, back to the topic we just started. How do you guys feel about the changes currently happening at Activision Blizzard? It's for the first time in the history of Blizzard being ran by a female and a male president. I don't think the change is enough to, be like, good job, Blizzard.
I feel like personally that only came about as a, oh no, we're sorry for the issues that went on before.
Their head of HR left. There's a lot of changes that still need to be happened.
Yeah, I feel like they were very much like, oh, if we do this, if we put a female in this position, then it's the, and I hate to bring, like, I'm not trying to be political or anything, but like, it's very similar to me to people going, oh, I'm not racist, I have a black friend. Like, that's basically the same thing they did. Oh, I'm not sexist, we have a female in HR.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of the route they were trying to take with that. Oh, if we put a female in a co-position of power, like, that's the issue you had to begin with. The issue before even the sexual assault, for all of you not tracking, there's a bunch of sexual assault, sexual harassment, like claims and charges and like proof and all sorts of stuff. Look into it. It's a deep fucking rabbit hole. But basically, even before all that, you were flat out telling your female devs that were working in the same position as your male devs, hey, you're going to get paid less because you're female. Hey, you're not as good because you're female. Like, it was a thing and it was a huge issue. So I feel like just putting, like, until we see actual results, and this is why I say I side with the devs on this. Once the devs come out and say, hey,
things are getting better.
They finally got their shit together and they fixed this, then I might think about going back into Activision Blizzard games. But until the devs themselves, the ones who initially brought up the issue, come out and say, like, hey, this has actually been resolved and it's not some, oh, I got paid to say this bullshit, then I will basically side with the devs. I won't really use any of that product.
Like, I for one am kind of upset because there's a lot of games under the Activision/Blizzard umbrella that I can't touch right now, like Toys for Bob. That means your Crash Bandicoots, your Spyro games. There are a lot of Activision games that are, like, being hit because people are boycotting Activision and Blizzard right now. Toys for Bob, Neversoft. These are actual developers that weren't always with Activision or Blizzard that are now getting hit because of the boycotts.
Yeah, and that's the issue for me is, like, Neversoft chains back to my childhood.
Tony Hawk Underground, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1.
Exactly. I
bought 1 and 2 remake. I bought that a while back.
I was about to say Underground because that was the biggest one for me was Underground.
That's why I said Underground first. I go all the way back to 1. I had it on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like Underground was amazing. Like, it's just iconic. Opening a game and seeing that fucking eyeball and then the spike. Which, by the way, is probably why we're scarred as children. But we won't talk about that.
Thank you, Neversoft.
Thanks, Neversoft, for scarring us repeatedly every time we try to play a skater game.
Or Dave Mira's BMX.
But like that and Jackass really fucked us.
Jackass number 4.
Side note, did you hear they might be coming out with a new Jackass?
No, it's not might. They are.
But fucking Bam isn't going to be in it. Steve-O's not going to be in it.
Steve-O is in it.
Steve-O isn't? No, who is not going to be in it then? I know Bam's not.
Bam's not. Bam's, shit, I don't even know where Bam is anymore. Like, last I heard, he was, in rehab again, and then I also heard he was in a crazy farm.
Steve-O's in it, because Steve-O's still doing crazy shit.
Yeah, Steve-O's in it. Steve-O does his podcast, and he fucking, taped himself to a billboard.
I remember that shit. It was funny as fuck. No, who was it? Johnny Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville's not going to be in it.
Yeah, he is.
No, I heard Johnny Knoxville wasn't
Johnny Knoxville is in it.
I heard he was not.
Look it up, motherfucker, because Grandpa's back.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but other than that, like the actual stunts he used to do, he's not doing that anymore. Like, it's only going to be Grandpa from now on.
Nah, there's a couple of scenes that he's doing. Like, there's another bullfight scene.
Of course there is. So for the new Jackass, it's going to be Johnny, Steve-O. Oh, Chris Pontius is coming back. Wee Man, Preston. Aaron, Dave, and then we're gonna have new cast members: Sean Poopies, Garen McInerney, Jasper Dolphin, and Zach Holmes. Zach Holmes is gonna be in the new cast.
Danger's gonna be back too.
Who?
Danger Aaron.
Oh, Danger Aaron? Yeah.
I think it's great that Tori Malisi's in there in the cast. For those who don't know Tori was best known for
I told you.
fuck. Mythbusters. Tori was in Mythbusters.
Wait, the chick?
No, this is the dude, the guy that was always opposite of Grant and
Yeah. Oh, that Tori.
yeah. He's in the cast.
And if you've ever seen Jackass, you know the cast is not safe. So
No, you could be sitting on the sideline, and then all of a sudden there's a snake on your shoulder.
oh shit, he's gonna be in the new Jackass.
All right, that brings us, I guess, to a new topic because we don't want to continue, bring everybody down with Blizzard Activision bullshit.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to like.
What are shows that shaped you?
Would you like to step into the frame and talk about all of the shows that shaped you?
Buffy the
Jacob?
Vampire Slayer, Kim Possible,
Good, Melanie Martinez.
God. I was thinking more.
Where'd your eyebrows go?
I'm more like Ramona Flowers meets some type of like vampire, but also rock goblin cottage core, but also super mentally ill and hates people, but loves people. It's a whole thing.
I hate people, love people too.
Hey, high five. Shows that shaped me. American Horror Story is pretty good. Yeah.
We'll get on that in a minute because I haven't seen it. So go away.
But what?
Go away.
Here. Alright, shows
Come
I'm
into the frame. Hold on.
I'm
You said
just-
American Horror Stories. Push off.
I'm just listening.
Obviously, American Dragon Jake Long. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
That was after my time, man.
No, but can we talk about oh man, why can't I remember the name? I was literally just thinking about this yesterday.
Samurai
the nose
Pizza
hairs.
Cats. Let's go.
The nose hairs.
The fuck?
The nose hairs.
Keeping yelling it does not make me realize what the fuck you're talking about. Animaniacs, Freakazoid.
Oh, Bobo.
Bobo, 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 Bobo.
Bo.
Bo 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 bo.
Look it up.
I know what you're talking about now. All you had to say was Bobo. I was like, okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's weird because ironically enough, like, this is a 2005 like cartoon, but there's still kids nowadays that have no clue who Bo is.
That's because it wasn't worth watching.
Okay, fine. Samurai Champloo.
Samurai Champloo is good.
And they're coming out with a remake.
Yep. Shows that shaped me. Animaniacs, of course.
Possible. It's how I found out I was bisexual. I'm sorry. Teen Titans. Let's be honest.
Teen Titans.
The original, not this Go bullshit.
Yeah.
Not everything's better with Go on it. Pokemon Go is okay. Teen Titans Go? No.
To be fair, have you seen me Teen Titans Go?
Just because my TV's on Cartoon Network when I wake up because I fall asleep watching
They have so many.
Adult
If you
Swim.
watch the episodes, there's actually so many references to the original Teen Titans.
There was an
Like-
episode where they fought the original Teen Titans.
No, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like when Tara entered the tower. Like, I actually feel like for kids, they portrayed that entire thing, like the betrayal and everything, really well. Like, but in a way that kids would understand. Like, because that was the whole point of them making Teen Titans Go was Teen Titans Go. So here's my thing. Overall, cartoons in our age, mine, Cheetos, and Yoshi's, our age, even yours, our age of cartoons was based around a comedy and sense of humor and a way of thinking that was an adult way of thinking. And Teen Titans is a really good example of that. That you had the romantic chemistry, how Robin was like so immersed in his work and catching villains that he didn't have any time to like search out a romance with Starfire, and he felt like he wasn't worth it. There was like the whole thing with like Raven having overbearing and over controlling parents. There was Starfire running away from home. You had Cyborg, who always felt like he wasn't good enough when you think about it. Even Beast Boy felt that way sometimes. That's why he had the ability to adapt, because he thought it would help him fit in. There was even like the deeper, like the whole Beast Boy falling in love with Tara, and then Tara betraying them for Slade. Like
Deathstroke. Let's be honest here. Deathstroke.
yeah, well, it's Deathstroke. But but betraying them for Slade, and like in the original Teen Titans, like look up that scene. That scene, there was a literal cave crashing around them. They knew they wouldn't survive, and Beast Boy sat there and was like, "I can't believe you would do this." And even and like there was the whole like, I feel like this ties into the whole like cartoons that shaped us. I feel like the reason we think a lot deeper and the way we think the way we do is because 90% of our cartoons, even though they had simplistic nature, a lot of the inner workings as we got older, we started to realize how much they tied into our real lives, of like the betrayal, the romance, like the being drowned in work, like all of that kind of tied in. And so we started to click with all those things that we attached to when we were younger. Even Kim Possible, something as simple as Kim Possible, had this stuff where it was like she couldn't live. I've got a random throwback for you. My life as a teenage cyborg. You have no clue what that is, do you?
It's a blue robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what it is, but it was after my time. I stopped watching trash cartoons.
I only saw some of it, but even that show had the points of like you were expected to do all this stuff, and like at the same time, hey, live, okay, live and like be a normal.
You're good.
I was yelling into the fan. Don't worry about it. Like you have to live and like be this normal girl, and you have to like do all this normal stuff, but like
You have to live and be a normal girl.
I have to be a normal girl. But like, I feel like that's the difference between cartoons when we were growing up and cartoons now. Is like cartoons now, like Teen Titans Go, even was like portrayed towards kids. Like if I don't remember fully, but in Teen Titans Go, I think it was all Tara did was go and like try to hack the mainframe of Titan Tower, and like that was it. Then she like disappeared for the rest of the show until she became a good guy. But in original Teen Titans, people nearly died. In original Teen Titans, people did die. And so that's what like whenever it comes down to cartoons that shaped us as people, I feel like there's a lot more in the media that brings us in as people than people think. So like having those shows that had an adult focus is interesting, because I feel like even nowadays you can watch newer cartoons like Teen Titans Go, and they are still trying to portray to our generation.
They're all trying to hit that nostalgia.
Yeah, And none of it is let's make new stuff. It's let's make Teen Titans Go and then constantly throw in references to the original Teen Titans that only people that watched the original Teen Titans would know.
Mm-hmm.
Phineas and Ferb come back.
Phineas and Ferb.
Because God knows I definitely watched the original Teen Titans all the way from beginning to end.
And even anime nowadays, like that's where it's a weird switch. Because you have cartoons, like Americanized cartoons, and then you have anime. Where anime has gotten, like, Corpse Party. You want to talk about Corpse Party? An anime that was meant for kids, basically, about a school or a classroom of kids getting lost in an alternate dimension haunted version of their school and all dying off in, like, horrible ways. Like, if y'all haven't seen it, look it up. There's scenes where a chick gets dragged down a hallway and thrown against a wall so hard she explodes. And it showed this. And I feel like that's the difference between like the newer generations and our generation is we grew up thinking this was normal. We would go around and be like, hey bud, have you seen the newest episode of Corpse Party? Man, it was insane when that chick choked to death. And we won't have a second thought on it. And then you have the newer generation that are offended by everything, and we're like, I really don't see the point. Like, and I think that's why is we don't realize how, I don't want to say privileged, because that's not the word I'm thinking of, but how sheltered in a way, because of media in general, the newer generation has been. They didn't grow up with Corpse Party or the original Teen Titans or Dragon Ball Z or like I think the most violent thing I've really seen is Invincible in the past few years. Like Invincible's pretty violent, but like we grew up in the era of comic books.
Yeah.
We grew up in the era of watching Spider-Man literally rip Wolverine's head off and watching the spine come with it. And thinking this was normal. And then now all the time you see all over the place, oh well, obviously this person doesn't solo Goku. And it's like, well, actually, and everyone thinks they know better because, and I don't think it's that they think they know better. I don't think it's that they're privileged. I think it's that they grew up in a media output that was different from ours drastically to the point where what they've been presented with is so different, so sheltered that they don't realize that whenever we were growing up, we thought watching a chick choke to death in an anime or watching someone get literally stabbed in the back in a cartoon was just normal behavior.
Hey, keep vamping. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Like, for instance, I've actually got a really good one. When I was younger, I had to get banned from watching Power Rangers. An obviously fake show made for kids because I would try to beat kids up on the playground. And then yell morphin time like it was okay. I'm not even kidding. Ask my mom about it.
Well,
Like, Yoshi, do you have any thoughts on this? On like what I'm saying now? Yoshi. Oh no, we killed Yoshi. Oh no. Oh, guys, look. Okay, so this is what we're gonna go into now. I absolutely hate the texture of slime, but I'm holding it because I have no other choice. Now I don't know how to get rid of it. Oh god, it's like oobleck. Get it off. Use glitter.
well, yeah.
Use them.
I changed the texture, but it's not sticky.
But like, oh, I'm sorry. Hi, how you doing?
What happened? What I missed?
I was just talking about like What was the last thing I said?
Slime.
That's not slime.
Oh, How I Got Reincarnated as Slime. Great anime.
No, I was talking about.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's actually one of her favorite animes right now.
It's in my top 8. I mean,
That's what hey, go ahead and ask her what her top anime is.
I am a little tired of the whole I died in this realm and now I'm getting reincarnated anime trope that's going on right now.
Side note, ask her what her favorite anime is.
Boruto!
I do know my favorite. My favorite's Nice of Sidonia.
That's what it was. Nice of Sidonia. That was the one that was on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
And it got removed.
Did it really?
I haven't been able to find it.
Why?
There was 2 seasons. I have not been able to find it. Knights of Sidonia. I was trying to figure out. I was trying to remember what the name of that was before.
That's literally my favorite anime.
Okay,
I will
so
see.
the 3rd season of Knights of Sidonia was canceled. There was supposed to be a movie that was supposed to be released in its stead in sometime this year.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because I was actually enjoying that. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah. Trying to get him to watch it, but
Oh, not me.
why not?
Because it's already on Netflix. We don't have Netflix.
Well, we can find it.
How about this?
If there's a way, there's a will. If there's a will, there's a way.
Carl taught me some things. Okay, and I know how to find anime. Go on the internet.
Live wire.
Not quite.
And at that moment, she realized her whole computer was malware.
Have you seen the videos of people? Okay, so LimeWire, for people aren't tracking, is like an old way of like getting music and like episodes and movies and stuff like that downloaded off the internet.
It was
for free.
torrenting. You may also
Yeah.
have known it as Kazaa.
You know, back whenever it still wasn't legal.
Back
but-
when the internet was full of more pirates and we were more open about being pirates.
Not my phone.
Yeah. Now, my favorite thing is seeing that people open their LimeWire links and it's just like a dude's butthole or something, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Or try to download One Step Closer by Linkin Park and it being fucking Rickroll.
Oh, another interesting thing. Here's a good question for you, and I'll let you talk on the subject.
Oh no, it's
So,
because I'm
you're
old.
not- No, it's because you're not usually on TikTok, so I want to see like how much of this you run into. Because on TikTok you see it a lot. There is constantly an outflux of people bringing up old things and acting like they're new and that they're the inventor of it. Sea shanties is even a good example of it. And like stuff like what you just said, what were we talking, like Samurai Champloo's, people be like, oh my god, this is so good, I just watched this, and they'll get like 10 million views, and then it's just like, oh wow, I've never heard of this, and it's just like all these newer generation people that have no clue what they're talking about and think that they like know everything about it because they're brand new to it.
Yeah.
So, like, what are your thoughts on that as someone who isn't like frequently in a situation, like in an app or an area where it's constantly happening?
Hi, my name is Boomer.
Oh hey, hey, Boomer, how are you doing?
Hey, fuck you, kid.
Hi, Boomer, I'm Dad.
Yeah, eat a dick. All right.
Presented, fucker.
Yeah, that's me. That's me being the smartass because I haven't said nothing in a minute.
But like, realistically, like,
People are gullible.
what are your
People
not
are
even necessarily like how much of it have you seen, but like what are your thoughts on people doing this and like trying to bring back old stuff and then gatekeep it for the people that used to be like mainstream in it? Because I've seen that a lot. Is like you played the original Naruto and Dragon Ball games, right? like Budokai Tenkaichi.
Hold on.
So, like-
Hold on. I played Hyperdimension back on SNES.
Oh, okay. So now imagine that came back, because this is what's happening. Imagine that came back. Someone was like, "Oh man, I found this in my dad's drawer," and they're playing it, and they're like, "This game is great. If you have this, you should definitely check it out." And then all the old people that used to play it, like you or me, are coming in and going, "Oh well, if you do this, it's really cool." And then we are getting shut down because they're like, "Oh well, I obviously know more about this because I found this in my dad's drawer and I've been like practicing on it for 2 weeks and da 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 da." And it's like they're trying to gatekeep all of the older generation that have grown up with this and trying to like evolve it into something. They even did it with Teen Titans a little bit.
That's where I go. Okay, little bitch, hand me the sticks. Let me show you how us old people fucking fight.
Yeah. So ironically enough, anybody that watches TikTok and the podcast, my all-time favorite sound. So TikTok works on basically, if you don't know, they have sounds and you can use that sound for different things. My all-time favorite sound is like like a song going on or whatever, and then at the very end it goes, "Now I'm old, and I don't hear that well, so you're gonna have to say it with your chest." And the reason for this is all of these TikToks are 90% gamers. And it's people like Shido who played this original game, and these new people finding this game and going, "Oh, I'm pretty good." And then Shido teaching them how to play the game, and now all of a sudden they beat Shido because Shido let them win. And then it's like, "Oh, okay, I'm obviously better than you. Get fucked." And then Shido's like, "Nah, I'm old." And he plugs in his NSES fucking controller, and he's like, "And I don't hear so well." And then he like sits down and puts on his headset, and he's like, "So I'm gonna need you to say it with your chest." And that's 90% of those TikToks, and they're fucking fabulous. They're just older generation people that are literally combating this whole stigma of newer people coming in and taking over the older stuff like WoW and going, "Oh, well, I obviously know more because I played this newer generation when I started playing WoW back in Burning Crusade or some shit," you know?
That's like one of my nephews thought they could whoop my ass at Mario Kart, so I popped in the Super Nintendo cartridge. Where is it? Where's that motherfucker at? Where's the Super Nintendo cartridge? Did I put them all up? I think I put them all up. Yeah. I popped in the fucking Super Nintendo Mario Kart cartridge, like, all right, bitch, let's go.
That's what's happening is all these newer generation people are coming in and being like, "I'm obviously like better than you at this because I just found it's like 2 weeks ago and I've been doing nothing but practicing." And then I don't believe in gatekeeping at all. I also don't believe in being toxic because I grew up in the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. That's just, and like I grew up in older than that lobbies. But what's interesting is that
Black Ops 1
older than like something nobody talks about is before Modern Warfare 2, realistically, you didn't really have toxic lobbies.
Well, then again, you also didn't have very many lobbies that you could actually do voice chat in.
Well, true, but you had text chat. And like, yeah, there were like toxic messages and stuff on occasion, but 90% of the time it was, "Oh, we wrecked you." And it's like, "Yeah, you did. Cool, man." And then you'd move on to the next game. Modern Warfare 2, I feel like, is when the younger generation right after us came in and started to make it toxic, thinking they were better. And that's why everyone says that Modern Warfare 2 is the most toxic lobbies, because that new generation came in, and the older people that have been playing forever wrecked the younger generation and were like, "Guess what? We can be toxic too. Go fuck yourself." And that's where that's why toxicity hit so high in Modern Warfare 2, and why they say like, that's why like the reference is always, "You obviously haven't lived through a Modern Warfare 2 lobby," because that's like where it like fucking originated from. Izzy, I swear to God, you got on your camera eating a sandwich.
No, I kind of
You best disappear for another 5 fucking minutes then.
Oh my god! Even realize.
Yeah, we had a feeling you were still at work. We went ahead and just started podcasting. Like,
So see, the
We're all
topic
good.
right now is basically games and anime and cartoon that
What shaped you.
growing up. Yeah, and how that has adjusted in your youth. on like new
Dude,
generation.
lobbies have not adjusted at all. Lobbies are still almost as toxic as they used to be. League of Legends is still cancer, and Modern Warfare.
I've been streaming League a lot and Valorant because I actually do want to be like, as I've told you before, I do want to be a pro gamer, even if it's for like one major tournament for League. And so like I've been practicing League and for Valorant. And I've been practicing League and Valorant a lot, and I've gotten pretty decent. And there's been several games where I've just hopped in and been like, "Hey, how's everyone doing?" And people aren't toxic, and you've just been like, the enemy team just like nice shot and stuff. And I feel like the reason everyone's going, "Oh," like the people that say, "Oh, every lobby is toxic," are the same people that make the lobby toxic.
I don't make lobbies toxic. They're normally toxic when I get there.
Oh, true. That's what I'm saying though. You're running into those people that say, because I guarantee you, the people that you're talking to that are like, that are being toxic, turn around right then, and if they're streaming, go, "Oh my god, lobbies are so toxic."
Now, League of Legends has cleaned up its act quite a bit lately. It
True.
used to be a lot more toxic like 5-6 years ago.
No, but you get what I'm saying, is that like
Yeah.
you can hop in a lobby and I could be just instantly toxic to you, and then right after the game, I'll literally be like right after the game, like, "Oh my god, that lobby was so toxic," even though you never really said anything toxic, and it was me and my crew the whole time. But because we made it toxic, the lobby's now toxic. And that's what I'm saying, is that if everyone just took a step back and tried not to instantly make the lobby toxic, and was like took a half step back and went, "Let's try being nice." Because 90% of the time, playing Valorant or League, if I hop in, I'm like, "Hey, hope everyone has a good game, blah, blah, blah," I'll have 80% of the, like 3 out of 5 of the enemy team go, "Yeah, you too." And they won't end up being toxic. And you'll always have one or two. But, like, I don't know. Susie, what are your thoughts on this topic?
On just like gaming in general, on just Riot Games.
Anything that shaped you, anything in general, like any cartoons, anime, games, anything that, like shaped you and all that. And I'll let her play with her slime and glitter on stream while I.
Gotcha.
You're not buying glitter.
I think gaming as a whole has shifted in a way where it's becoming a lot more positive than toxic. I think there's a lot of different things that kind of make gaming have a bad connotation, especially like the media. I would say the media does not help whatsoever. They're always like, "Oh, well, video games incite violence, video games incites this, that," and like there's really no research to it.
Yeah.
If anything, I think video games has done a lot of good. Just like anything else, just like shows, just like gaming. I think there's the good and the bad to it. It just depends what you make of it. You know.
Yeah.
Personally, I understand the whole idea of like a lobby being toxic because I play in toxic lobbies, but it's like sometimes, it's hard to play when one person is completely thrown for the rest of the team. And it's hard not to be toxic because it's like, it's not even just that they're bad, it's just how they're playing screws up the entire team, which just makes you lose, which kind of sucks,
Well, that in itself is a form of toxicity in my book.
No. It's not even like being toxic. Like some people just don't know how to play the game well, and it's not their fault. They just need to get better. But it's how you approach it,
Yeah.
Because there's people that I played with that are just overall bad at games, but
Don't gonna
they're
call
very
me
cool
out,
people. But it's like you're still enjoyable to play with, You're not a pro like. You're not a pro, what's it called? Like Paladins player, but you're still fun to play with.
Thanks for not calling me out. You're a good guy.
No, because it's like it doesn't matter. Like even if it's a sweaty ass lobby, like this shit's boring if everyone's just being toxic.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I think it's gotten a lot better. And I know you really like Valorant. I played a lot of Valorant, and it's out of every like 5 lobbies, I'm gonna get 1 or 2, toxic people, which is a good thing.
It's not as bad as, Activision lobbies.
Yeah, definitely. I think
Well, to be
COD
fair-
is just COD. I think has always had that connotation though.
Yeah. Well, not in like Call of Duty, before.
No, but like
Modern
even
Warfare.
WoW is toxic.
WoW can be toxic.
Here's my question. This is actually a really good time because I know we were going to talk about it. That was the topic. Now that I remembered it, we were going to talk about the difference in toxicity, the difference between abusing game mechanics and being toxic. Because remember we were talking about that one time
One time.
whenever you were on the roof fucking with that poor fucking Pathfinder that had no clue what was going on.
There was another person in there too. They saw me opening the door and closing it.
And so that was the whole point of this episode is we were going to talk about the toxicity in gaming as opposed to being toxic.
I am
So what are your
neither.
thoughts on that?
I am neither. I'm not toxic, and I'm not.
If you're talking about
That's a really big if.
What are you talking about, Yoshi? I'm not toxic.
Yeah. All right.
I am trolling to other Reapers. I'm not toxic to.
I don't think abusing game
Yeah.
mechanics is necessarily toxic. I think it's how you abuse the game mechanics. If it's for entertainment purposes, I don't think it's.
Well, yeah, that's
absolutely the
what
worst.
that's what Rainbow's kind of touched on. Where is that line? Where is that line of abusing game mechanics versus toxicity?
I think where you abuse the game mechanics to get an advantage and think that you're good because you abuse the game mechanics, I think that's toxicity. But
Plus,
it depends. If it's with friends, I don't.
No. Even on what you just said, you said if you abuse game mechanics and then claim you are better by abusing those game mechanics, then you are toxic. So what happens if I abuse those game mechanics but don't try to say that I am better because I abuse those game mechanics?
I think you just abuse game mechanics. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's kind of like games
You're
have
saying
meta.
it's not toxic.
I wouldn't say it's toxic necessarily. I think it's unfair. Yeah, you could definitely make an assumption that it is toxic, but I don't think you can absolutely say it's
And see,
like-
that's where I think the line grays out.
Like
Because what
standing
happens
on a
when
roof in World's
me-
Edge.
Yeah, well, see, no, that's what happens with me. Is like, what happens with someone like me who is trying to be a professional Valorant player, is practicing to be a professional Valorant player, actually runs into a pro player who knows the maps, knows the game mechanics, knows everything about the game. Like, is it toxic that they beat me?
Are they
No.
using the mechanics that are there, or are they using loopholes around the mechanics? If they're using loopholes around the mechanics, might be a little toxic.
no. It's kind of I think of it like
That's
sports,
this
right?
great line.
It's like I think there's a lot of sport people like especially soccer. That's what I majorly like watched and played. That know like a lot of fancy footwork and tricks and like that. Just because they know how to do that doesn't mean they're abusing something. Anyone can learn those mechanics. You just got to put in the time for it.
But that's what I'm saying. If they're using a loophole to get around that mechanic, that's toxic.
Yeah, I would see that, but I'm saying like if it's just
No, I think I see what you're just trying to say. It's like, I'm a Sage main in Valorant. If you know what that means, it's a character that has an ability to put up an ice wall, and you can stand on top of it if it like goes up underneath you, blah, 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 right? So I think what Shido is saying is like, there's a difference between knowing the perfect placements for this ice wall because you've had experience in the game and setting it up in a way to where like you get situated in the corner, you get jabbed up to where you're like ultra crouched and your head peeking and like they can see like this much of you.
Your head's above the invisible wall, basically.
Yeah. Like there's a difference between knowing the correct lineups for a Venom, like a Viper who can shoot like a poison like dart that goes up and then splashes out and then poisoning kills enemies. So like the difference between knowing the lineups and between knowing if I shoot it directly at this corner of the wall right here, it'll glitch out and go on point. And I think that's what you're saying, right, Shido? It's like there's a difference between knowing, like having game experience and being toxic.
Yeah, like people who throw grenades right at the beginning of a Call of Duty match. That's not toxic. That's just knowing your grenade's angle and trajectory. It's
Getting lucky, yeah.
bullshit. That the moment I walk out there, I blow the fuck up. But it's not toxic.
Yeah, it's a very like blurry line. I think if you abuse game mechanics, like let's say like you do a certain glitch and that gives you an advantage, and then I think that's kind of toxic. I think it's really toxic if you what's it called? Claim like you're like, oh, I'm so much better than this person because I'm abusing game mechanics. Like especially that's for me does it
Tunneling's
more than
toxic.
anything.
Tunneling somebody's toxic.
Yeah.
Like
DVD,
every time you see DBD, every time you see Platinum, you just want to eat them off the map.
Here's my weapons on that. I get it. I get the tunneling Platinums in Apex, or the Apex Predators, just to get them out of the game early on and get on with your life. But you also have to think is those Apex Predators are doing the same thing you're doing, where they grinded up the fucking ranks to get to where they are. So, like, here's what's interesting to me. Is camping toxic?
Can be if you're not using it as a defensive point. If it's not like a defensive type game and you're actually supposed to be running around shooting people, it can be seen as toxic unless you're like in a battle royale.
Yeah, and so that's where I agree. Is like if I'm playing like TDM or something, like I think it's toxic to just sit in a corner and wait for the entire team to push in. Pew 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 pew. But if I'm last man standing in a search and destroy match, I might camp.
I think
I also
go ahead.
believe there's a difference between camping
And
and defending. Because I can sit in the corner, pop two dudes, and then shift to the other side of the room or to a different area to pop the other two dudes. And people will always claim, oh, that's camping. But if I move to a different area, I don't think that's toxic.
No, that's fair. That's being strategic with it.
That's also people who don't know what the fuck camping is.
Because camping was an old school term originally generated off of glitching, where someone would glitch themselves into a wall or like an invisible spot and then sit there all game and just kill everybody that came by.
Yep.
And they would never move, period, at all.
Hope you brought your knapsacks, boys, because we're going camping.
Yeah, and basically what happens is nowadays everyone just goes, oh, you're camping this area. And that's not the thing, is camping was
I'm
originally
defending this
generated.
area.
Yeah, and camping was originally generated as they sit in this one corner, this singular corner, the whole time. And basically they just say, oh, I can say you're camping, because instead of saying you're camping this corner, you're camping this room. You're camping this whole side of the map. It's like, I'm sorry, but how do I camp an entire side of a Call of Duty map?
I think the real definition of camping is being like basically stationary and being only able to watch like one angle. I think that's camping. Because it like for the most part, I think that definition originated from like camping a corner where you can only watch, the side of the corner that you're not protected on. Where, if you're moving behind boxes, bobbing and weaving, being strategic with it, that's far from camping. I think that's just really good strafing and positioning.
That's where we come to a gray line, because then you have characters like Caustic and Apex, which, by the way, nice buff. I can't wait to main Caustic again.
Yep.
Like, it's really interesting to see, like, if I'm, like, getting into the lower circles, and I have a Caustic, a Watson, and a Lifeline, or a Gibby, and we're all on the top floor of a room, and we're all, like, running back and forth between windows, checking them and shit, like, is that considered camping because we're all in this room while the circle moves in? Or would that be considered playing defense and making sure we're secure so that we can move up? Because everyone...
If it's early game, I'd say camping. If it's late game, like you're saying, it's tactically defending an area.
Not only that, think about it like this. The characters you like talked about are all like defensive characters. They have a defensive play style. Whereas like a Wraith, Octane, and Path would push up more. If they're like in a building huddling, I think that's more camping than a defensive squad.
So you're saying it depends on play style and who you're playing. So if I was playing an offensive character, it's like, I'll go back to Valorant. I'll even go to Siege. Let's go to Siege. Okay. I know a lot of you haven't played Siege. Just to give another reference. Let's say I play Rook. Rook is a character that at the very beginning of the game he throws out armor for his team to use. So I'm a defensive character, or a Castle even. Castle's ability is to literally throw up armored walls to defend an area. Am I camping if I wall off the point, like the area the enemy is supposed to get to make it super difficult for them to get in that point and then stay there because I can no longer get out and protect it? Is that camping if I'm playing a character specifically designed to do that thing? As opposed to playing someone like, who's another defender? Playing someone like, I don't know, what's her name? Sneaky bitch.
Call something.
Yeah. Cav.
Yeah,
So if I play Cav, whose ability is to like silence my footsteps and purposely be able to move silently, and then I sit in that room. So is that what you're saying is the difference is if I'm playing a character designed to play defensively, it's not camping, as opposed to playing a character that's designed to push and kill enemies?
I think again, there's a big difference because like if you're the last man standing as Cav, you're gonna play a lot more campy and defensive than if your whole squad's still up. It's kind of the whole thing of if you have a shotgun, are you gonna pick a sniper? No, because they have the advantage. Rather, are you gonna
wait
pick
around the corner, try and wait till they get close enough,
Exactly.
and take an advantage kill?
Exactly. And that's not camping. It's just you're playing to advantage. I mean, if you do it every round where you just sit in the same corner with a shotgun, I think that's camping. But let's say like you peek, you see they have a sniper, you're not gonna push that because you're at disadvantage. You're trying to win.
And that's why
I
I
think
think it's like even a newer game like Pokemon Unite is a good example of a MOBA that everyone's been playing lately. Everyone can understand. So I could say League, but let's be honest, how many people here, like in the newer generation, have realistically actually played League? Not I just fucked around on ARM and TFT, but actually played League.
Not me.
So, but you played Pokemon Unite.
I played
So-
tutorial, and that's all I did.
Okay, but Pokemon Unite, even playing normal games, you notice people sitting in bushes and stuff. Now, is that camping?
Yeah.
Or is that playing it safe so you can get your hits off first and strategically get that advantage over the 2v1 you're playing or the 2v2 you're playing?
I think that's more strategy than camping. I think camping in that game would be like when you sit in your goal the entire match. I think that's camping. Because when you hide in a bush, the thing about the bush is you can see out, they can't see in. And you're trying to, get that advantage of a gank or get that advantage of like being able to have that upper hand in the next fight. I don't necessarily think it's camping. I think if anything, let's say you get ganked the first time. You have to be able to adapt to getting ganked every single time. Oh my god, here she's. Of course.
Pause. I have to ask.
What are you
Did
reading?
you notice we were doing the podcast and before you came in, you had to make something?
Oh my
to eat
god!
before you
Oh
came in?
my god! Again?
Were you like already planning on eating something, or did you make something to eat specifically for when you came into the podcast?
See, the funny thing was, me and Rainbow mentioned early in this episode, for like
We
$5 says
all
Abs
eat
is gonna
sandwiches.
Abs is gonna come in and just start chewing on something.
And we should all get some sort of food. That way, whenever you came in eating, we could all just pull food out of fucking nowhere and just start eating in front of you.
I'm just gonna say this. It's been 2 in a row that he walks in
Yeah.
or
An hour
joins in
late.
when I'm talking and is eating. It's tradition at this point.
It's always Izzy. It's always
Yeah, that's what I'm
Izzy.
saying. It's always me talking. Abs is like, all right, I got I got.
I got you, fam.
I got food here.
I made a bowl of ice cream.
Abs is our DoorDash for food.
I got my cat scratched me, so I got some food.
Are you good, man? Was
No,
that what it
Wait.
was?
Yeah.
Alright, man.
Pat scratched you, that's why you got food. Is it depression
Yeah.
ice cream?
Yeah.
It's to keep him from turning into a werecat.
Yeah, he's mad at me. My cat's actually really pissed off at me right now, so he got some ice cream.
Well, it's not a fucking Forsaken Reaper Tavern podcast now without somebody walking in late with food.
Definitely not abs. Definitely not. Abs.
Oh boy.
Because I thought about it. I was like, damn, my cat scratched me. I gotta clean this. And I was like, hey, I might not be able to make it on time. And I was like, wait, I should just be late on purpose and grab food.
I got my own sandwich. My
Well
wife calls
done. Well done.
So I'm just playing Tarkov while I eat my fucking ice cream.
It's a cat sandwich.
Oh god.
That's a number 3.
From what
So
Chinese place?
No, that's a 6 combo actually. And
Does it come with fries?
It comes with
no, it
noodles.
comes with rice. And if you think
White
I'm
rice
kidding,
or brown rice?
a Chinese place when I was a kid sold fucking cats and dogs and got like shut
Oh,
down for
God.
it. And
What
the thing on the menu that was cat and dog was the number 6 combo, and it came with rice. I remember this because I ate it. So yeah, I know what cat tastes like.
I did too.
about
Also,
dog, though?
what dog tastes like.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I did do a thing to a third world country, 2 of them. So
Yeah, you learn real quick that they don't taste great. They're stringy, and you can immediately tell, motherfucker, this is not chicken. Tell, like,
obviously
listen,
roast beef. God,
listen, if you're from the South, or if you're from a Hispanic or African American
What are
family,
you trying to say?
You-
Hold up.
you know damn well what chicken tastes
What
like,
you
and
trying to
you
say?
know the consistency.
I mean, I like chicken tacos and fajitas. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but here's the thing: you get it from most people go to like
What?
Popeyes and shit. You can tell the difference between chicken.
for future
And
reference,
that squishy, mystery
No.
meat that's white.
And
I'm
it's
gonna
like
start.
it's like meaty string cheese.
I'm gonna start getting a bunch
Yeah.
of food hacks. I'm gonna start getting a bunch of food hacks, and I'm gonna have a segment where I'm gonna have a table back here, and I'm gonna start showing food hacks on stream. Have y'all seen the quesadilla food hack? Like the
Swear to
homemade-
God, if you pull up a menu, if you write on a menu, right? If you pull out like a fucking local dog pound fucking like roster and write menu on the top of it, I will hurt you.
roster.
It's a whole fucking roster.
But realistically, like you take a tortilla and you cut a slit in one side, and then you basically, whenever you put your stuff on, so you like put meat on a quarter of it, then cheese on a quarter, and then like cilantro on a quarter, and then whatever on the fourth quarter, and you fold it up like this.
hmm
It's like origami, so up, then right, then down, and then you grill it. And that's how you make like homemade quesadillas, and it's really cool. And I just imagine,
I like
Just
how he
like-
white-splained it. He really white-splained how to make a quesadilla right there.
He
well, no, that's the food hack that I saw.
See
I don't wanna
how
talk
is
about-
how is
I don't want
Mexicans
to talk
how
about
is
the last time
Mexicans
I was.
how is Mexicans make a quesadilla is we put some fucking queso in a fucking tortilla, put the tortilla on the fucking pan, and then we put another tortilla on top of that, and then boom, quesadilla.
And that's how I do it. But I saw
that's how I
food-
make Crunchwrap Supremes, except with a hard taco shell and maybe some beef meat and a bunch of other shit. That's how you can tell. Like I was raised by a white family. We don't call it taco meat. We call it beef meat.
It's why would you say meat? Beef is meat.
No, it's not.
What do you
There's-
mean?
Listen, you have to be very specific because there's beef and then there's beef imitate. There's imitation beef. So if I say beef meats,
Poor
the
people.
vegans listen. No, the vegans have to understand that they are not in the same category
Oh.
as the meat eaters.
Hello, I'm here.
Yoshi, are you vegan? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
I'm not vegan.
Yoshi looks like a vegan.
Yeah, I'm not vegan.
See, no,
The
Yoshi
truth
takes me
humble.
as the guy to wear a fucking shirt that says it says I'm vegan and then just start eating a fucking mutton leg. Like just straight up tearing into like a ham hock right in front of a bunch of people.
No.
No?
Side note, Shooter, that
No.
is one thing I'm sad about, is that you won't be there long enough for us to go to medieval times or anything.
Well, I mean, depends on how long this fucking shit takes with my work.
I won't have the money though. That's the thing, is that I know Rosie would
Bitch,
love
I
it.
ain't gonna have no money either for a while.
He's like, bitch, you think I got money? What?
Put her hand.
I also prepped coffee for this.
I also need to work overtime the next foreseeable few weekends.
That is unfortunate.
I've kind of, bankrupt myself a little bit.
I'm just gonna send you gifts of people in pool parties and enjoying their freedom, and then I'm gonna send you a fucking image of a guy behind a cubicle every day, every weekend.
Funny that
This could be
I don't
us.
I don't even know what that is, and I'm
A cubicle?
Nope.
Those fucking, like, when you go to an office, there's a bunch of dudes in like bricks that, like, in giant fucking like brick sections of their workplace, they got walls put up. That's a cubicle. They're very depressing to be in.
It's funny because I'm going
yeah.
to
'Cause I
IT
need
or I'm going to
depression.
college for IT. So either way,
Yeah, you're kind of screwed, dude. You kind of signed.
Yeah, because
You signed up for that one. Although
We-
cubicles
Yeah,
can be fun.
Where's my stable? My stable.
Yeah, it's like I need more depression in my life.
And cubicles aren't that bad. It depends on what you're working in. If you're working in like insurance, you're not happy.
what did you just throw at me?
What? I'm driving.
Stop! You're getting it all over the floor.
She threw my attention span.
Yep.
Because somehow everybody in the fucking call gained my attention span and all looked at you.
Okay,
at the same
okay,
time.
okay. So Izzy was in the middle of saying something when Abs rudely came in with ice cream.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
That
Yeah,
chicken's in
I
there.
don't even know what the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah,
If it's any consolation, it was delicious.
Was it actually nice?
What
It's
flavor was it?
Drumstick.
It was drumstick flavor.
I'm
I
not
mean-
kidding. You want me to go get the tub? It's fucking.
No,
it literally
hold on,
says
hold on.
drumstick.
Wait, no, you said it was drumstick flavor. What kind of wood was it made out of?
Hickory.
Ah, yes. I'm more of an oak person myself, but I understand the appeal.
I like a poplar.
Okay, Abs, games and TV shows that shaped you.
Chowder.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, you legend!
What? Chowder. Ed, and Eddie.
You're
Yo!
Tom and Jerry.
There you go.
Oh, you got me out of my seat.
Chowder and Tom and Jerry. There you go. Go ahead.
Yo!
A video game that shaped my life, and it has to be Elder Scrolls. I played Morrowind when it first came out. I begged my grandmother for an Xbox so I could play it, and at that time, I had the Super Nintendo. I didn't even have a PS2, so we got the Xbox original with like Need for Speed and Morrowind. I never beat Morrowind because being 9 years old and not really knowing how to read jack shit.
You still know how to read jack shit?
That's up for debate.
I don't know how to read.
Don't let me lie to you. The answer is no.
All right, listen to you little shit.
Watch them stream. I played Siege with them.
I am Groot.
Why am I here?
Oh,
Oh. All right. So for the most part, though, I grew up playing Morrowind, Oblivion, so like the Elder Scrolls series. Half-Life when I got a PC. It was really a laptop. Everyone knows Modern Warfare 2 fucking lobbies that kind of helped. But one game that kind of stands out, I'd have to say, is God,
GoldenEye.
Spyro. I'd say Spyro. Spyro stood out a lot for me.
Honestly, interestingly enough, me too. Like Spyro is like the major one. Cause like I didn't even play Ratchet and Clank or Banjo and Kazooie or like any of that stuff until I got
Did you say
older. But
Kanzooie?
Banjo and Kazooie,
Okay, that's not what I heard.
Banjo and Kansas. So no, but like I never played that stuff until I got older. But I always remember playing the original Spyros and stuff like on original PlayStation and like all that like way back when. Which I think is why some of like a lot of us in our generation were so pumped when the remakes came out.
Rosie is an absolute legend. She just comes out stretching. What is that? Is that Play-Doh?
Wouldn't you like to know?
It's my own concoction.
The blood of my enemy is poured onto a wet noodle.
Pretty much. Although I do have a comment on the whole like games and stuff that shaped us. I wish to God that I could go back and play all the Fable games again. Because like
Never
that-
played Fable. I wasn't a Microsoft kid.
fair enough.
I will say Fable. There's actually another interesting thing is that ties back into my. I don't know if y'all can see me. Hi, I'm back here. I'm eating Rice Krispie treats.
Hello.
So that ties back into my whole thing I was talking about earlier about how I feel like our generation of cartoons, like Teen Titans, and our whole generation of games like Spyro and stuff, really portrayed adult themes. And so like we grew up with a lot of these adult themed stuff. Because Fable was all about freedom of will and doing whatever you want. Like you could literally just go through and slaughter a whole town because guess what? I felt like it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
Although
scary to
everyone
think
is
about,
good
but yeah.
character.
Rose is
Can
like, I felt that way every day.
I choose slime over violence.
I'd reset the game twice an hour just so I could do it again.
No, for some reason, whenever I try to be evil in games, I just can't.
I'm the
Like-
same way. I feel bad afterwards.
Yeah, so I would like kill someone, and then the whole town panic, and like, no, I'm sorry, please take all these gifts. Ah! And yeah, I can't.
I really can't be toxic to anybody in games. I'm just good at games. And Shido, before you say anything, don't you even bring up that one time where you deserve to be squid bag. Moving on.
I didn't deserve to be squid bagged. Rainbow,
Yes,
did
you
I deserve to be
did.
squid bagged? You were there
You
that day.
Yes, you did.
Rainbow.
Yeah, you
Yes, you
deserved it. Moving
Yes,
on.
you did. You
Rainbow.
did deserve
Did
that.
I deserve
you know,
it?
you did. You definitely deserve. I was there in the chat. I know what you did. All right, you deserve that. You deserved every second of that. You know what you did.
Oh what I did?
Know what he did.
Oh.
Rainbow, did I deserve that? I wasn't even the only one doing it. Everybody like, oh, Yoshi can handle the whole front line. We'll just repaint everything back here. And then I'm the one that got squid bagged the next round.
Listen, I'm just saying. Just stick Yoshi in front of the Jotun.
I don't know
tell him what to do.
Stick Yoshi in front of the what?
The Jotun. The Jotun, the mighty one. Just stick him right in front of it, give him a fucking sword and a shield, nothing else, and just say, kill it and walk away.
Oh, by the way, I soloed 3 more Jotuns after you left today.
I hate you. I can't even fucking... Dude, I can't even survive the night. Like,
'Cause-
imagine watching a butt-naked dude fist fight shit while there's 2 maps in his inventory because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
So you on a normal Tuesday?
Yeah. Fuck off. Oh my
So
God.
I don't know what was it that day where they all just like, we're only just gonna paint back here. You can go fight. I don't know what came over me that day.
You really wanted to, rub your squid against me.
Yeah, that's a hard pass. No.
I would like to be the commander known as Rommel and Gromit. Can we just make like a TV show where it's like the fucking like Nazi tank general Rommel with like the lovable Gromit from like cartoons and just see what happens?
Karma.
Just like the most fucking like one's like the polar like definition of evil, and then there's just like a cartoon. It's just like, I'm going to make you a good person today. Like I want to see a cartoon that just takes like the most contrasting thing and make it good. Like take Alduin and make him like a teddy bear or something, right? From
Okay,
Skyrim.
Side note, speaking of D&D, from our reference earlier, Cheeto, I have the perfect fucking plan. I know we'll probably never get back to that one, but once I get like settled and I have more of a solid timeline so we can actually schedule times to do it. For this, 'cause I'll probably never bring it up again because it would have been perfect for this. I came up with this idea. Or basically a fish market. Or it's a fish town where like, let's say for everyone wondering, we did a D&D session where basically they were wandering through the woods. They ran into a couple of the other players going to this town. And my next stage is I was going to have them drop off into this town where in the center of the town there was a spear or like a pike with a whale's head on it, like this huge orca's head on it. And they were going to basically, as they came into town, all of the fishing boats were like out for the day. And all of a sudden, the players hear this like wailing sound, like song like sound coming from the orca head. And all of the like villagers start freaking out and crying and stuff. And apparently, like this was like the biggest orca they'd ever seen, and it like kept like eating all their fish. They had to hunt it down and kill it. And basically, they went out, and every time the whalehead sings, they lose a fishing boat. So the fishing party comes back minus one boat, and they say they were attacked by the spirit of this person. And fuck you, Abs. And there's the spirit of this whale. Now, they basically request the like party's
Oh my
help
God.
to go kill the spirit. As the party goes out there, they realize the whale that they're getting attacked by is about 10 times bigger than the orca head sitting in the middle of town. Because the orca they killed that was eating all their fish was a baby, and now the mother is attacking in revenge and grief. And every time she sings when she's grieving, it echoes through the skull that's in the middle of town.
I'm so glad you clarified that it was the baby, because I kept thinking of like a fucking anglerfish using like a dead whale as like a lure.
No. So here's the thing about it, though, is the whole point is the reason this would have hit so hard is guess who two of the characters were? We had a ranger and a druid.
And I already had a heartfelt conversation with a boar.
He literally ran across a group of a mother boar and 3 of her kin, and one of them like damn near took his leg off, and he was like, "Wait, hear me out," and like talk to them. And so I really wanted to see how they would react to this town, and like, would they kill the whale that is taking out the fishing boats, or would they grieve with the mother?
You trying to tell me you spoke to your dinner?
Hey, look.
That's
I
all
was
you-
I was a druid. Okay, look.
You spoke to ham.
I am a druid of the boar in the D&D campaign. Only because we were.
And we're sadly probably not going to do anymore. We'll probably
The boar?
once my schedule gets more solid,
I love
I'll
it.
be able to like schedule actual timelines. For
I
us
do want to bring my druid back, by the way.
Yeah, you can. But just because the storyline we had in the background set up.
It was such a good storyline that was going to be played out.
Well, interestingly enough about that, you're not the only one, but I'm not going to elaborate on that. You'll find out in the future.
I hate when DMs do that.
um,
TPK time. The whole party fucking just got evaporated by blue lightning.
No.
Well, but I guess I'll get my chips and candy out now.
Honestly, if you want to join in on those things, I could stream it for you to watch. But no, so it's more of I'm very much an asshole. I love storytelling, but I love tragedy. So you will run a lot into like NPCs that may or may not survive till the end of the campaign.
And I think that's kind of why my character's storyline intrigued you so much, because it was a story of loss and.
It's just there's a lot of things I could play off of that realistically, because you did really good with giving me the information I needed, but leaving all of the details up to me to like shift around and stuff. And that's gonna make it really easy for me because I actually have something planned. I won't go into details, but I have an NPC plan. You can probably figure this out for yourself. I have an NPC plan that relates directly to that in a way that you were not the only survivor.
Oh, I remember. We were talking about it.
But yeah.
We were talking about the other druid that I made that has a flame sword.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna make it an NPC.
Yeah.
The one that got a flame sword from a test server. Hey, can you loot this pile? Yeah, I can loot the pile. What'd you get? A flame sword. Sweet, I put that in there. All right, cool. Make a new character.
But yeah. So, what else do we got to talk about tonight, guys?
To be fair, we talked about video games, but like, I feel like a lot of board games shaped us too. We grew up in Beyblade and Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon territory.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Like, we even grew up in MTG. Like, MTG is blown up recently, but
MTG.
we grew up in the MTG era.
I don't know. I was never an MTG fan.
I know, but like you knew about it from a young age.
You know what card game didn't get off and start running? Card Masters.
Yeah.
Digimon. Digimon did try to come back though. DBZ card game. Those three right there are three card games that didn't make it.
We're that bad. I just don't think I don't think it hit off as solidly as the rest. And I think it's because they couldn't keep up with it. Because think about it, Yu-Gi-Oh! Had a solid deck. Like, even Pokemon, the reason Pokemon's kept up is Pokemon at the time had a solid set of this many Pokemon. This many cards that you could use. And granted, some of them are rare and hard to find, but you had this many cards, right? Whereas DBZ had this many characters, and then this many characters, and then this many characters,
and then this many cards.
Yeah, and that was the issue, is that you couldn't keep up with like, what can I keep as a solid like play style and deck in that situation.
Well, Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of got to that point though.
It has now, but back then did it?
It didn't get bad until after Synchros.
And like, and what was the play for Yu-Gi-Oh back in that? Like, what was the winning move?
Frog Jam deck. Fuck Exodia.
True, but
I actually have a Frog Jam deck. I do have one.
Yeah, but you even said Exodia, and that was the whole point I'm trying to make. Is back then, like,
Or
Exodia
Final.
was the thing.
Final.
Like
the trap card version.
Yeah. Like Exodia was the thing. That was game over, the end. And even Pokemon has those cards where it's like, you get to this point and that's game over. Even not counting Exodia, Blue Eyes White Dragon back then was like, if you got this card out on the field with a certain one or two supporting cards,
good luck taking it out.
Yeah, that was game over. And so that's what I'm saying is like, I feel like DBZ and Digimon and all that couldn't keep up with that whole, like, there is a solid, like, point where once you reach this point, it's game over.
Going back to Beyblades, man, they don't make them like they used to, man. You used to not be able to touch them. You used to not be able to touch them while they were spinning, or they'd hurt.
When they made about
the diecast ones.
I've got a scar somewhere on like my leg or my arm or something where I had a Beyblade and I didn't realize one was reverse threaded from the other.
So you spun it and it went.
Yeah, no, I went to rip it and my buddy ripped his, or my uncle ripped his, because my uncle was a huge fan. So my uncle, for those of you not tracking, I grew up with him. He's a major part of my life. He has mental retardation. And I mean that like in a medical sense. He got hit in the head whenever he was 16 really hard to the point where his mind, even though he's like 40-something years old, probably like 50-something now, that his mind never evolved past that of like a 12 to 16-year-old. So even being an older man, he had like stuff that he probably had about 10 grand worth of like Power Ranger, like the old. That's another thing. Is like we had the Power Ranger Transformers. Like where you could like transform them and put them into the fucking, like you get the individual ones and you could like transform them and put them into the full like robot.
My nephew.
Oh no.
No, I had one of the remake Megazords, one of the ones that came out like 2007 when they started re-releasing them again. I had the original Megazord remake from that, and I think I gave it to my nephew.
No, he didn't have remakes. He had
No, he had the original. The diecast motherfuckers.
Yeah, no, and he had all of them. But he had the mental age of like this young kid, so he had like back when Beyblades came out and Pokemon, he had all of them, and he had the original Nintendo, and he had the original like Game Boy, and like all of this stuff. And so like he's what really like cued me into a lot of that older generation stuff. Is because I'd go hang out with him because as a younger kid, with someone who was older and I considered an adult, but had the mentality of someone closer to my age. It did help me like realize that I could be into this stuff when I'm older. And granted, as I got older, I realized there was a lot of stuff he couldn't do just because of his mental. Like this, like it was really hard for him to hold a job just because of his mentality. But like, he got me huge into Beyblade. And I literally walked into his house, and the corner of his room had a stack of. You remember the classic stadiums?
Oh, the big ass domes.
He had like a floor to ceiling like stack of just a bunch of random fucking classic Beyblade stadiums, and he had like so many Beyblades. He would literally pull out like something the size of my altar back here, just a huge ass bin full of just Beyblades, and be like, "Yeah, if you can't find a ripcord, just look through there. I'm sure you'll find one." And like just literally just collector stuff that he just collected over years and years whenever he was a kid and it started first coming out. And he just kept collecting because of his mental illness. And so like he had all of this stuff that I was just so endeavored in. And it was so interesting watching him swap out pieces and stuff. Like learning that like the small things that brought us joy when we were kids, that like, oh, I got 2 Beyblades and these pieces fit. What if I made the ultimate Beyblade? Like
Lightning Dragoon, fucking what was it? It was the turtle base. The turtle base.
The flat base tip that would just literally would hit the corner edge and just go, yo.
And the heavy weight ring on it. That motherfucker there.
Well, see, what my mistake was is we would just fuck around on it. We wouldn't even think second thoughts. We would just sit there and Beyblade 3-4 hours a day and just go through this bin, try out random ones, different like arenas, whatever. And one of them had hooks. You remember back when they used to make them like they weren't solid round with designs, they had hooks on them, like actual metal hooks.
Yeah, fucking Dragoon
Had the hooks.
Yeah.
And so one of them that I went against with his had opposite hooks. So it literally came down to we spun, they hit, the hooks caught, and let's just say that heavy inner ring definitely works.
Mm-hmm.
That Beyblade was no longer usable. It literally caught, the weight carried it underneath, caught the inside ring, and literally ripped downward, and that Beyblade literally exploded. Which, for future reference, is why they started making the dome rings.
And made everything out of plastic again.
Yeah. But yeah, one of those pieces flew off and cut me somewhere. I don't remember where, but got a small scar on my body from where a Beyblade exploded and cut me.
It was a Darseal base that I used to use. I think it was Darseal F. And then it was like the regular Dragoon top that I used to use with the heavy weighted ring. Sorry, Lumpy, we're talking Beyblade. Your mic's muted.
I'm back. So I started changing my name on certain games to local homeless. So when people like in Tarkov, if I kill somebody, it's like the homeless population's being armed and sent after them, right? And well, the main reason behind it is because of my ID picture. I got my ID picture when I had 2 hours of sleep. I think this is back when I'd eaten an edible, so things were pretty funny to me. So I had to hold a straight face. So just to give you guys a little bit of a reference here, I look like the locally homeless.
Where's my ID?
I look like a local homeless man. I'm trying so hard in this picture to keep a straight face. So one of my buddies is like, "You look like a Middle Eastern Mario," and I couldn't hold my face anymore. I started laughing. He's like, "You want to retake the picture?" The guy asked me. He's like, "We can give you this one. It's like, you know, your ID, but you can come back and we'll take it again when you have like, I don't know, a shave or something." And I was like, "No, keep it."
Well, for your protection, do you want me to edit that out?
No, I don't give a shit.
Okay, because I saw your address on there at least once.
Oh, my address is public domain too, by the way. So like, here's the thing: I had a guy threaten to dox me, and I was like, and I like pulled up like a fucking like picture of like the local fucking
Oh
documentation.
Lord, is that
of
a
my
Texas
house.
ID?
Yeah.
Yar.
No,
I look like
my address is publicly like it's
You know-
public knowledge. You can look it up, and it'll be like this long list of like what people have owned the house, etc. So, regardless if I get doxxed or not, my shit's just doxxed anyway. Can't do shit about it.
I'm not gonna
Oh, it
show.
doesn't matter. This is so old. All the information on this is like so old that it doesn't matter. Like none of this is valid anymore.
Your ID number might be the same whenever you get a new one in Texas.
Probably not. Cause hold on.
You kind of look like Dale Gribble in that
Because I
picture.
already have a license from. Because this is an ID, not a license.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's completely different.
Well, I'm not about to walk and go grab my my driver's license. I'm just gonna show you my work ID.
Work ID.
Oh, can I see it?
Yeah,
But yeah, like,
fantastic.
look how different I look. So what's funny about this is I had red hair. I dyed my hair red that time.
Hey, you look like Dale.
Oh, so this one's really funny. So Rosie, go ahead and like show the camera what you look like now that you're missing your eyebrows.
We ran
What
away.
happened?
What happened to them?
Excuse me?
What'd you do?
They ran away.
And this is her ID.
You look so angry in your ID.
I was.
Kind of looks.
Well, I mean, you got to think of it like this: the eyebrows really make your face. They really make your expressions.
Try frowning right now.
I don't smile anyways anymore, so it doesn't.
Try frowning.
what is happening? What is happening?
There's a smile there for
Try to give like an angry frown, just like you're an
Frown. I just exist.
Rainbow, you culling with her on camera?
I have a resting sad face.
resting sad face begins to smile. So you said your eyebrows ran away.
Can y'all stop having foreplay on podcast?
Can y'all do this? Can y'all do this? Can y'all please do this off camera?
That's foreplay.
Whatever.
He's like, you think this is foreplay? He's like, you think this is foreplay? This is foreplay. It just starts fucking Vader choking her. He's like, I am your subordinate.
I am your father.
I am your superior.
So this is gonna go on YouTube Raw again because I don't feel like the name.
You think you have daddy issues? Wait till you meet my father. And just all we hear in the background is just. It's like this old dude on a respirator, just sitting in a chair. Oh, I would love it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what else we got? What else? What other topic we got?
Yoshi, come up with the topic.
Yeah, Yoshi, do something.
Hey, yeah, Yoshi, don't make me do it. Everyone else will regret it.
Please don't let him do it.
Don't let me do it.
I guess.
Compliment her narwhal.
This is a beautiful narwhal. I really love its horns.
They're going to stab you in the balls.
Horns plural?
One's
course.
hidden.
It's got its sword in the scabbard.
Oh, like you're insinuating.
It's got a scabbard, not a sheath.
What are you doing, Nim?
I'm turning it into a whale.
He's like,
Now
it's
it's
my,
no longer a
he's like,
narwhal.
it's my suppository.
You look special. He has a hole in his head.
It was special. You've squandered it.
He's no longer a narwhal.
You've ruined it. What's that?
Of course. It's a nicotine wall.
I'm finger blasting my narwhal, but it's fine. It's okay.
Hold on, I gotta get its horn back out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is that how you get
Yoshi.
it? Is that how you get the horn to turn on?
Yo,
It's got fucking Death Star penis, dude. Like the shit just concaves. When that shit gets
Yoshi,
ready to
come up with
fire,
a-
there's just an antenna that rises out of the split.
Yoshi, come up with the
Yoshi.
topic.
oh yeah. Come up with a topic and y'all horns, high quotation marks.
Rosie was showing us her narwhal.
I'm not even gonna.
Hmm.
Time to
I can't hear you
delete my
guys.
search. Time to delete my search history.
Okay.
I'm not gonna ask.
Fucking isolated, just like he's looking at the kid. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck was that?" He's like, "God damn it!" He's like, "The hot tub section on Twitch." Dear
Oh my
God.
my favorite thing about that is there's a
All
Twitch
dudes.
streamer. No, there's a Twitch streamer that's literally just a CGI Shrek chilling in a hot tub like this, and it gets about 12K views every time it goes live.
No, I just love like there's like maybe one or two like females on there genuinely at the fucking beach, and then like for like about 12, maybe 30 people, it's all dudes wearing wigs and fucking tops. And then it's just the one chick with her OnlyFans is the picture, and that's it. Like it's
no,
just all dudes.
No, this is literally what I'm talking about. Is literally like it doesn't talk at all. There's nobody talking. It's literally just some like
It's just CGI
Right.
Shrek chilling.
it's literally a
T-pose.
CGI. It's literally a CGI's hot tub with a CGI Shrek chilling like this. Is like sunglasses, a ball cap, and a joint in his mouth, just chilling.
She
in
was
this
like, I gotta
fucking
blur
hot tub.
that. She was like, I gotta blur that now. Shit. All right, hold on. I gotta show you guys something. Hold on 1 second. Let me...
Technically, wait, that's a good question. So smoking is against TOS, but is it against YouTube?
No, it's not. Well, smoking isn't against like anything. So as far as like smoking, it's not
Well, like-
against TOS technically if it's legal in your state.
Well, so it's legal. So if I put a bong on camera like so,
It doesn't matter. Yeah. No, you're
I-
fine. If it's legal,
It
where
also-
you live, or like
You also have to, if it's like on YouTube, you have to put it on not for kids, basically.
yeah, if you have your rated M shit on
let's
Twitch,
put,
you're fine.
let's put this on for kids. We're talking about Teen Titans Go. It's fine.
I
You
mean,
guys are-
if 4 kids did a dub of this, they'd probably cut out half the shit anyway.
I got an idea. You ready? Hold on.
The video broadcast.
Hold on, there we go. I'm in the Bannered Man now.
I mean, honestly, that we're talking about getting something like that as our background, like a tavern.
Whenever we live stream or whenever we actually start recording, we want to set it up in a way to where we have like all of us, like, because I will be able to set up a green screen. Once I get into my house in a few months, I will be able to set up like an actual green screen and everything.
We could
For
set it up in,
recording
like
this?
the fucking Bannered Mare, and you guys are downstairs, and I'm just sitting up at the fucking balcony, like
Shut
yelling shit down. Yeah, just like you see, I'm yelling shit down, like Lumpy, get the fuck down here! Fuck you! I'm having my mead. Just fucking sit up here drinking the whole time, muted. Good old broadcast. Don't you love it? Yeah, it works a bit better now, actually, because I can just.
Why are you sad?
I don't have a microphone. Yes, I
Yeah.
do. No, I don't.
You see nothing behind the hand. There is nothing here.
Well, so she just tossed this on my desk, and I'm not sure what I should do now.
She wants you to flip it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm cutting the support
Hold on.
to you.
Hold on, I got it.
Just imagine just like, wait, I can touch it. Just gonna.
It didn't work.
There we go. So
Shit, sit.
it's pretty sturdy.
How's the wood feel?
Well, if I go against the grain, I get splinters. That didn't feel good. And if I go down, it's a bit, a bit smooth. It's like a cedar. No, that's an oak. I'll be right back. Hold on, hold down, I'm coming. What do you mean they found the Argonian maid? I left her in the cellar. That bitch did not live.
What do you mean they found the Argonian maid?
Stuck for this damn lizard again.
Okay, I'm gonna save that one.
All right, Yoshi, what's your topic? If you had plenty of time to think of one.
Topic. What?
What's the topic, Yoshi?
Give me that topic, Yoshi.
Give me the ganja.
Well, this is some dead air.
Great for your ending, right?
Why is it sad again?
I don't
Well,
know.
if you eat it out, if you eat it
I
from
don't-
behind like that, it might get happy. Who knows?
I ate it from behind. Now it's happy. It shall stare at you in disappointed happiness.
Apply the knowledge.
Apply the knowledge.
Apply the knowledge.
Oh! Judo's disappointed in you.
I don't think he is. I really don't think she was disappointed. I think he appreciates the joke.
Guys, for reference, no matter who it is, I don't care. If you eat them from behind, it'll make them happy.
Oh no, he's a ghost.
Oh god.
Khajiit have cock if you have coin. Look, it's 1 minute he's here.
Is that a Khajiit prostitute joke? Oh my god.
And he's
What did
not.
you do to him? Are you trying to make Chinese food the fast way?
What do you think? We coming to number 6? That'd be good for you?
Wakanda number 6?
Want to be number 6, Loki? No, he's tired. He's falling asleep. He's tired. He doesn't give a fuck.
I'm gonna start wearing this on stream whenever I'm playing games, and then every time I'm doing badly and the game's making me angry, I just flip it.
Just whip that shit off your head like you're throwing a softball. Just whip it by a leg. God damn it, we're fucking up.
Now I'm gonna flip it and she'll be like, I'm not gonna say anything, I'm just gonna be like,
Oh, it's one of those sad ones. Oh.
Oh,
Right
right.
now-
All right, boys.
right now it's a happy game.
I think we're wrapping up here. I think we've already lost our mental capacity to continue podcasting this evening.
Yes.
We didn't talk about the main point, which was like, oh, that's actually a good point before we close up. What are your thoughts on the difference between abusing game mechanics and toxicity? Like, what's the difference?
Are you talking to me?
Is he actually playing a game?
Talking to me?
You're podcasting, not gaming.
Yeah, like I have my shit paused.
But
Like, come on. I came in here eating
I
and I'm
actually
paying
am
more attention.
podcasting now. I just asked you a question. I'm actually contributing.
Well, I didn't know if you asked me or like the two down below or the one to the left. Like,
One
I'm
to
at
the
the
left.
top. I'm up here. You can't. You gotta yell that shit. All right, I can't hear shit over hold this constant bitching. Like, come on. Haven't swept the
I
fucking floors
said-
in weeks.
I said, we were taught the whole point of this podcast, like the major subject was toxicity in gaming. Like, what's the difference between like abusing game mechanics and being toxic.
Oh, the difference? Oh, I play Siege.
That's why I asked you.
The difference is like abusing a game mechanic is kind of fucked up in one way, but like owning up to the fact that you're abusing a glitch is like that's the company's business. They have to fix that. I don't believe in punishing people.
We're not talking about glitches. We're talking about like
toxicity.
we're not talking about glitches though when it comes to abusing game mechanics. We're talking more along the lines of, let's say, in Siege, not head glitching, but knowing the right places to put like traps or cameras, like Valkyrie. Like, you
Right.
know, if you break this part of the wall and you put a camera up here, it's got a better view on this area, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
So what do I think that's like toxic or?
Yeah, like what's the difference between that and being toxic?
So being toxic would be if you've downed somebody and they obviously can't fucking get up. And like with like Zofia, thankfully they got rid of her, you know, being able to withstand and all that. She can't get back up now, right? So before she was able to stand up, people throwing Legion mines at her. like just chucking shit at her and she can't get up, waiting for her to stand up and then shooting her. That's toxic.
And
But,
see,
like,
that's where like the gray line comes in.
Yeah, but if you're with
like,
friends, it's different. You know what I mean? Like if you're in like a custom lobby.
no,
or
not
something,
even
that's
that.
fine.
Not even that. Like I'm saying more along the lines of
Sitting on top of a roof, shooting into a small hole, taking
no.
Octane.
That's just sweaty. That's just sweaty. That's just sweaty.
That's just knowing where to shoot and you can actually
Like,
hit people.
Yeah, like that's just called fucking. I don't shower unless it's through the tears of my enemies. Like that's some next level.
I've
bullshit.
only won one match in Kings Canyon like that. The other matches I've done that with,
Cheeto, have you seen me sweat in Siege? Have you seen the shit that I've done?
I've watched you play Siege.
You see the fucking like the pixel peek I'll hold from like outside, and there's like two dudes trying to resurrect one fucking dude that's like crawling away. And every time they go to pick him up, I just shoot. Have you seen that clip?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I would consider that to be a little toxic because I'm just baiting him. He's I can kill him and get a kill already, but no, I'm gonna wait because I know his two teammates are good-spirited people and they would never leave their buddy to bleed out in the middle of the stairs where I can clearly see the whole hallway. That's toxic. As far as like toxicity, it's down to what the player themselves thinks is toxic. It's kind of a person to person basis.
Okay, well then I've got something that's not necessarily player based as much.
Mhm.
What do you think the definition of camping is?
Oh, when you're fucking like in a game where
as opposed to like playing defensively.
Playing defensively is like holding an objective when you're like you know you're there and you haven't moved from the objective, but you're moving and repositioning within the objective, defending. Camping is when you're nowhere near the objective. There's no reason for you to be there. There is absolutely no fucking way anyone should sit where you're sitting, and you're sitting there and you're waiting because you know one guy is going to come through this door every time. Now, it's scummy, it's shitty, it shouldn't be done. Or like in COD, you're in the building in their spawn, and you know they spawn right there. That's fucked up. That's a dick move. Like stuff like
Spawn
that.
camping's toxic. Spawn camping's toxic shit.
Yeah, like that. That's toxic.
Yeah,
but
like spawn camping is. I definitely agree.
Spawn peeking. It depends
gray
on
area.
the enemy team. Like if the enemy team's a dick first, then go like whatever.
No, because this brings us back to what we were talking about earlier. It's like I'm trying to practice Valorant a lot more because I want to be a professional player, right? So if I end up going against an actual professional and they just wreck my shit because they know all the angles and stuff, is that toxic?
No,
because they practice and they have the experience of knowing all the angles on the map, knowing the lineups of certain characters.
I've played against Shroud. No, it's not toxic. I've played against Shroud and I got decimated. It was fucking literally 0 to 10.
So like now on that note, if I use a glitch, like you play Valorant, right?
I have, yeah.
So Sage or walls, like you could stand on top of the walls and there's like really good angles where you could put these walls at to like get a really good peek on certain areas and stuff or close off.
That's not toxic. That would be smart because it's something that they've implemented in the game since release, and it's something that has been addressed by the game developers themselves over and over, and they have not changed it. It's been there. That would not be considered toxic because it's something that they have looked at and said, that's fine. That is the same thing of me playing Bastion when he had a shield and using the shield and people calling me a dick because I'm literally sitting on objective with a shield that they have given me. and spraying them down
Well,
because they don't want to play defensively.
I think what Rainbow's getting at is like putting yourself
Because, like,
in a unreasonable spot where like you're kind of in between like you're
Out of
kind of
bounds
you're
and
kind
in.
of you're kind of in an invisible wall, but you're low enough to where your body can get shot, but your head's a little bit peeked over.
That's bullshit.
Well,
No,
that's
that should be changed.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
Oh.
like.
Well, no,
Not-
like with using her wall that way.
Oh yeah, no. I'm talking about like just setting her wall up in a way that's like I can wall up this angle perfectly. That would make it extremely difficult to like
To hit you in the face, basically.
go past. Yeah, but
No.
there's
So
a difference
basically,
between.
you mean like
There's a
doing a
difference
sliver
between-
peek?
I guess like peeking angles.
Yeah, that's
'Cause we
pixel
know the
peeking.
map.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Now, what's the difference between that and I'm gonna stand in a corner and put a wall down so whenever I crouch in this corner, it kind of glitches me into the wall so they can only see like this much of me and I can just see the entire lane. Like that's the difference.
That's toxic. Yeah, no, that's bullshit. That's abuse of like the actual game's out of bounds system.
And there's people that will argue that it's game mechanics, but
it's not.
It's not.
Because if you're going out of bounds, they created the bounds of the map for a reason. You, as Jet, you don't see me leaping over a fence. You know what I mean? You don't see me leaping out of the map and going to see my fucking second cousin that lives down the road in like the next fucking town over. You know what I mean? That's like, that would be my argument. Like, oh yeah, guys, we're playing Siege, right? I can literally leave the map, go sit in like one of the skyscrapers as Kali.
Yeah,
and
and then
people.
yeah, and it's like you'll never be able to touch me.
Yeah, it's bullshit. No, that's game breaking. That's ridiculous. That's like me saying, yeah, let's give Shroud infinite health. Give Shroud infinite health. Dude does not miss. Give him infinite health. He'll be fine. Everyone else will be fine. Nah, no big deal. Dude literally can see your fucking toes wiggle behind your desk before you can. Like, no chance. No chance.
I don't know, dude. I think it's one of those things where it's very dependent because, like, you could also make the argument of like smokes, right? Those people that know the lineups and could put a smoke that is only a one way where you can kill them, but they can't kill you. It's not necessarily a glitch. It's just having like a decent smoke.
That's why I brought up Viper earlier, because lately a lot of characters like Viper and KO that have these like cross map lineups where they'll plant the bomb in a certain location, run all the way across the map, wait for the enemy to push, and the second it starts to get defused, they'll launch their little projectile all the way across the map because they know this lineup to the point where it lands on point and kills this guy.
Yeah, that's just
Like-
knowing the map at that point, though. Like, that's
Well,
map
yeah.
knowledge.
Because
But glitching into a wall is different. Like, knowing the map, though, just get better.
Yeah,
like,
the whole think about it like this: in CS, they have mollies and nades, and they can throw them over the walls as long as they know the lineups. It's the same concept. I think what you're trying to get at is anything that breaks the game, like being in the wall or being in the roof or something along those lines. I think that is toxic, but having utility or some type of ability that gives you an advantage in a fight, you know, even if it is kind of broken, having a one way or having a wall that just puts you above everyone else, I think that's still technically legal because it's in the game, or else they would have patched it and give it a like, oh, it can't be this high or else you fall off, you know.
Okay, I have a completely different take on this. All right, what about using meta weapons? Everyone says that using meta weapons is toxic.
I mean,
Like
just
using
get
the
good.
using the MG82 in what is that before? Like, was that toxic? But and see, like I'm purposely targeting Shido with this because no, not because of this, but because Shido, we have done this. Me and you have done this playing Zeora and Pokemon Unite.
Where we go for our good build and just, you know,
Yeah, we
decimate
just use that.
teams.
Yeah, we use that same build, the exact same two abilities every time, with the same items that boost those abilities, and we just run that.
It's
So
just,
that
That's
toxic?
just that's not
Knowing that?
toxic. That's just knowing your character well enough to build it
Yeah.
to where it's kind of broken.
that is like Shido said, that is not toxic at all. I mean, see, here's the thing. Like, I'll put, for example, something you know more than anybody, Rainbow. My main was Doc for the longest time back when he had the ACOG, right? And I used to overstim me and I would give the rest to everyone else, correct? And
Yeah.
you know as well, when I saw someone got downed, I could cross map them with the stim dart, and they would kill somebody on the way up. Right? That would usually happen. Or I would go up to the very top, and I would spawn peek on Favela. That
Same thing
one
with me.
spot where they go up the ladder. It's just knowing the map and knowing my character.
Same thing like with me playing a roaming rook. Like nobody expects a roaming rook, so I would purposely roam to throw them off.
Yeah. It's just knowing your character, really. Like, it comes down to, is it really wrong to play a character that you know well? Or is it more upsetting and more wrong to put yourself at a disadvantage because other people think it's messed up?
Yeah.
Like, that's the argument.
Here's my thing on it. Like my final statement on the whole toxicity argument. All right. I believe, personally. So this includes metagaming as well, like playing meta weapons and stuff. So my thing is, if I can play a specific set of skills, similar to playing Zeora, I know the enemy playing the same character can play these specific set of skills as well. So if it's something to where it comes down to skill, where it comes down to if you play the exact same set of skills, you can play the exact same set of skills I can, and you can do the exact same thing I can, and it just comes down to who's better at using those abilities and who's better at knowing the area around yourself. It's not toxic.
I would say it's not toxic. I would also say that like the game developers, if they think that toxicity is an issue among skill base, I think that like how Siege is done, they have a casual MMR where it teams you up with people of a similar skill level. But I also think that they should look into the difference of balancing that and making it to where people can't smirk.
This is also I'm not saying like, oh, if you have different abilities because you're playing a different character. I'm saying if like you're playing a character and purposely using things that give you an over advantage of someone else that might be playing the same character.
No, not wrong about it. Just you know your character better. There's no
Yeah,
there's no difference.
that's why I would say it's not toxic.
Shido is passing out in the chair.
Close my eyes.
You do?
Not passing
You
out.
go? Yeah, you trying to go to the sleepy time today?
Not passing out, actually. I'm just thinking.
Yes.
Nah, if I was passing out, I'd be more like this.
Oh, that
Very funny.
Pause. The 24-hour stream says otherwise. It says passing out looks like this.
Very, very funny.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, he did slowly go.
That 24-hour stream. I really wish I saw it saved somewhere. I want to go back, find that, and then just take random clips of us falling asleep for the
Can
past
we just edit it to where
hour
like,
and a
Sleep montage.
if you have the option, no, just have a sleep montage, right? But just have one clip of Shido where you just start leaning to the right. Put like the balcony that I'm behind right now. Just put him leaning over it, and then just like
Fall
edit
over.
your yeah, just add like the plates crashing fucking MP3 as he falls and shit. Fantastic. Sure.
All right. I am a little on the tired side, guys. I think we're going to go ahead and call this podcast episode here. I got some other stuff I got to complete before I go to bed tonight. I'd like to thank our guest stars, Izzy Kills and Abstracted Opinion on Twitch.
Yes.
The
lumpy one.
And Spoopy.
Spoopy Witchgum on Twitch.
Ah.
Oh my god.
Like the peanut butter.
Wait,
baby.
what are you looking at?
It's like the peanut butter baby. For fuck's sakes.
Honestly, I thought she was looking. You know what? Never mind.
For all of us here at the Forsaken Reapers Tavern, we'd like to thank you for watching this podcast episode number 2. We will try to not have so much time in between the episodes, recording-wise, and we will try to,
Once I have a more solid schedule, it'll be easier for me.
Well, I went on, hiatus and disappeared for like 2 weeks.
Well, it's not even that. It's more of like, even if I'd wanted to, I probably couldn't have the last 2 weeks anyway, with everything going on.
Yeah. But boys and girls, thanks for hanging out. Hit that bell, turn on notifications, hit like and or subscribe. You can find all of us on Twitch. All of our Twitches will be inside the description.
In the description. Stop.
Until
Ah!
until
Put pretzels on my arm.
in
I need to like.
Da, 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 da.
Oh, where my shirt? Oh, where my shirt?
until
End it,
podcast
end it.
episode 3. We'll see you guys later from the Forsaken Reaper Tavern. Catch you guys later.